What's up, parties and hardos? Spinny's doing whatever he's doing. Oh, he turned his nice new light on. Look at that.
Yes,
He's
sir.
fancy. Flash that merch too while we're
Yeah,
at
we'll
it.
we'll tip the computer down a little bit for this. Yeah, we got the sick sweatshirt going on. Yep. Clutch Christmas presents I got. Little crew neck, little sweatshirt, bunch of cups, and some random stuff. It was goated. It was a great present.
Yeah, I'm very jealous that I don't have one of those. I told your fiance to get me one of those black sweatshirts. Those look awesome. I would definitely
Literally.
rock that all the time.
I know. We got to get it set up so the Hardys and Hardos can get it.
Yeah, I agree. So hopefully we get that rolling here sometime soon, but you never know with us.
Yeah, things
Actually
are hard.
though, maybe next week, week after, we're finally, I think, getting a music intro rolling around here, right, Spinny?
Yes, sir. We have a originally composed musical intro by someone who is a professor of music. He's an adjunct professor, works at multiple schools. Last I knew, but yeah, Winona State for sure. He directs the band and stuff there. So
Awesome.
really, yeah, really cool. And well, once we get it finalized and out here, I'll shout him out and let you know about him. But we're gonna get it finalized first.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Definitely a good idea to wait. We're gonna start episode 39 off though with a couple headlines, and the first one being uh this one just I know it's gonna piss you off too, Spinny, and it's the Charlotte Hornets and Miles Bridges are gaining traction on a new contract. So he's still obviously a restricted free agent for them, and they're apparently working on getting a deal done. He was at their most recent game. Can't remember who it was against, but I remember seeing him in the stands and LaMelo going up and hugging him after the game and stuff. So it's already like kind of around the team, and yeah, it seems like they're going to get a deal done, which sucks because we've said how many times on this podcast that this man should never play a second in the NBA ever again.
I'm
Three
surprised.
felony, right? It was a three felony charge, or was it only?
3, I thought.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know, Spinny. Is this surprise you? I mean, or not? I mean, I know the NFL was more of the league to let these type of people back in, but
Yeah, I shouldn't be
is it really?
surprised. I shouldn't be
I
very
know.
surprised, but I was a little bit. I thought potentially he was not going to get a job again, given kind of the climate that I thought we were in. But looks like I was wrong. Looks like he's going to be back playing in the NBA, which is not something you want to see. But it is what it is, I guess.
Right.
Don't go to Hornets games. I don't know.
Yeah. Don't chip for the Hornets. I guess that's all you can do. They're definitely going to get a lot of backlash for that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
This man, next, though, we're going to talk about has got backlash all year for how terrible his team was. And that's Nathaniel Hackett, finally fired by the Denver Broncos. What a dumpster fire this has been, Spinny. The Russell Wilson trade, obviously, is brutal now looking back on it. He has played terrible this year. He doesn't want to run at all, apparently, anymore. He's just been terrible, and Nathaniel Hackett has not been helping the case at all. His play calling is terrible. He's not a good coach, and I had some sort of faith coming into this season, but he is just totally shattered my expectations of the Broncos.
Yeah, dumpster fire's right. We've talked previously on this podcast about Russell Wilson's antics. I think he's more to blame, but obviously Hackett was not a good coach, and you need to have a good coach in the NFL. It is what it is. But it's one of the most. I think it is the most important coaching sport of the 4 major sports for sure. Like on the winning Sunday to Sunday basis, it's the most important compared to other sports. But Hackett wasn't the right guy.
I agree.
It's just funny. Uh, in the only 3 times since the 1970s has a coach been fired before his first season was over, and 2 of them have been in the last 2 years. Other one, Bobby Petrino with the Falcons, but Urban Meyer and now Nat Hackett. It's just very interesting. You have a lot of leash Like, you got to be like really bad, and just to see it twice in the last year is very interesting coincidences. And last year, I felt like with Meyer, it was more about off the field than it was on the
Oh
field.
yeah,
Like
definitely.
if they were kind of expected to lose, so I don't think that was a big deal. It was more off field, and Hackett was just. How many wins did he blow? Do you think? The first 2 games of the season were both W's that he blew, but it also is just the
Yeah.
stat that always makes me laugh is that the Broncos would be in the playoffs right now if they had scored 18 and a
Oh
half
God,
points per game this season. 18
not
and a
that
half,
stat.
they would be in the playoffs. So
That just
obviously,
shows how good their freaking defense has been.
yeah. And that's trading Bradley Chubb.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
it's just, yeah, it's crazy.
Pat Surtain has been a stud this year for them at
That
corner.
man's a stud. It's just, yeah, it's like, and you're an offensive coach, and when you come in and your offense is that awful, like
That bad. It's like I can't even put into words at how disappointed I am with the Broncos offense this year. Like you have Sutton, Judy, you have weapons everywhere. Obviously, Javonte Williams towards ACL at the beginning of the year. That hurt big time for them. But I still don't, with how bad they've played this year, I don't think that would have made a difference at all. Like he is an amazing running back, but I still don't think that would have made a difference because Wilson has just been atrocious this year.
he's got to get back to basics. They got to find a coach that
Yes.
is going to stand up to him, be like, bro, you want to be. Nobody cares how you win Super Bowls. If you win Super Bowls, you're a great quarterback, and people will remember you like that. Like, nobody cares if you do it by running, or you do it by throwing, or you do it by however freaking way you can get it done. If you can get it done, that's all that matters. Like, everyone loved Russell Wilson before all this stuff came. Like,
Yeah.
it really actually shows that, number one, the Seattle owner can read a room and picked the coach. Like, I cannot believe that. But
Pete Carroll too, honestly. He had some say in that decision as well.
yeah, those two and the GM, it's like they knew, and they kept that stuff all under wraps this whole time. Like, Seattle players have been talking bad about it for however long, and we're kind of like,
Yeah.
why? Like, I
Richard
don't,
Sherman, especially.
yeah, like, I don't really get it. But now it's like, oh, people hate this guy, and this guy's up just doesn't live in normal human universe. Like, he just doesn't live in the human world, I think. So I
Seriously.
get it, and it's crazy that they were right, and I was exceedingly wrong about that. So yeah. Anyways, sorry I got off on my tangent a little bit, but yeah, Nat Hackett definitely deserved to get fired.
For sure. Final headline here. Salute to the legend JJ Watt. He announced today that he is going to retire at the end of this season. He said in a Twitter post about how it was his son's first game and first ever game, and it was his last home game. That's kind of how he announced it. Kind of neat there. TJ Watt was tweeting some things. I thought that was nice. Kind of emotional between the brothers there. But I mean, this is a 5-time All Pro, 3-time DPOY. This is guy's first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, yeah, like when we were, in high school and that age range, he was definitely the best defensive player in the league, just ripping through stuff.
He was like the Aaron Donald of that time.
Definitely. It was just like, this man can do whatever he wants. I wish we would have got to see more of it in the playoffs, and they didn't have such, well, first half of his career, not a good team. Second half of his career, a horrible head coach. So yeah, credit to him. Wish we could have seen him in the playoffs more, but yeah, great career, great player.
Yeah, we'll miss JJ Watt, that's for sure. Well, now, Spinny, we're going to talk bowl games. We've been off of college football for a while, but now the bowl games, they're heating up. They're all this weekend, Thursday to Monday. We're going to start with the games on Thursday, kind of the more low-key ones. We'll start with obviously the most low-key one, and that's the Pinstripe Bowl.
Let's go.
Minnesota Gophers, 8-4. face the Syracuse 7-5. I don't know a single thing about Syracuse. I know didn't they beat Clemson
Yeah.
this year?
Or got close.
So,
Did they actually?
yeah. Or no, they choked. I thought, isn't that the game they choked?
It might be. I watched that. Yeah, they lost.
That's the game that
They beat
DJ got
NC
benched.
State though.
And they beat NC State.
Yeah, they
Okay,
beat
so
NC
they do.
State with Leary when they were ranked up at the beginning. October 15th, that game was.
Gophers are a 10-point favorite in this one, Spinny. I don't know. I'm just thinking this is probably a biased take here, but I'm just assuming that the Gophers can control the clock. They averaged 218 rush yards this year, obviously led by Mo Ibrahim, and Syracuse gives up 150. And our defense statistically is a lot better than Syracuse, so I think we control the clock. Force a couple turnovers from them, and I'm anticipating 150 plus yards from Mo Ibrahim. That's what I'm going with. So
Yeah,
I got the Gophers in this one.
Gophers mowing them down.
Oh, it's a blowout for you, huh?
Oh yeah. No, I don't know about blowout. Like you said, it's more going to be clock control. The Gophers don't really blow people out, but like maybe 28-17.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, 10-point favorites. So you're giving the Gophers. You like that line?
Yeah, I like that line. I like the Gophers in this game. I would pick them if I didn't like them, but I like them actually.
Right. Exactly. That is at 1 p.m. Thursday. The next game we're talking about is the Alamo Bowl, 8 p.m. Thursday. Number 20 Texas, 8-4 versus number 12 Washington is 10-2. Texas is a 3-point favorite. This kind of surprised me because Bijan Robinson opted out. He's not playing in this game, so it still surprised me to see that Texas was the favorite in this game.
Is Penix playing in this game?
Penix is playing because he's coming back next year.
Oh, really?
He's returning, yes. So he's playing in this game. So that's why I'm rocking with Washington. I think Penix Jr. is going to step up big, take this bowl game, and I don't know if I can trust Texas without their best player.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. He obviously has had a crazy passing offense. Given that, I'm going to switch my pick and take the favorite. I'm going to take Texas. I want
with no Bijan?
With no Bijan, I want to gain this game on you that I am behind. I'm behind one game going in for the season.
16-16 I am. Spinny's 15-17.
Yeah, so we pick 50-50 games, 50-50. Woohoo! Great guys we are. Just kidding, y'all. But yeah, we had a couple of real down weeks there at the end. We were actually looking good for most of the season, but the end definitely crushed us. But I'm gonna come back and beat Bus because we got 9 picks, got a big slate to come back on, and this is gonna be the first one with Texas over Washington.
Well, you're going to be down 2 after this game. So now we're moving on to the Gator Bowl, 2:30 p.m. Friday. South Carolina, number 19 versus number 21, Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 2-point favorite. I'm going to rock with South Carolina in this one, Spinny. I think Spencer Rattler, he continues his recent strong play. He's been terrible in the beginning of the year, but recently he's been very good. And again, this is a main reason I'm going to stick with this trend of key players not playing. Michael Mayer, the best pass catcher for Notre Dame, their tight end, is opted out for the draft. And Drew Pine, their quarterback, who took over for the injured one, can't even remember his name right now, he is entered transfer portal, so he's not even playing. So their third-string quarterback's playing. Their best pass catcher is out. I don't know anything else about Notre Dame other than those guys. I just don't trust this offense enough to score against the now playing well South Carolina team.
Yeah, I'm gonna take South Carolina too. I hope Rattler doesn't burn me as he has many times in the past and doesn't come back down to earth, which he definitely could, and we could be looking like dummies in this game. But I think South Carolina's offense is going to keep it on a roll and pull it off as well.
I like it. Orange Bowl, 7 p.m. Now we're getting to some good ones here. Friday as well. This is number 7 Clemson versus number 6 Tennessee. With Clemson being a 4.5.
I know who I want, so maybe I should
let you go first this time.
Right.
Who you got in this game? The Orange Bowl.
I'm gonna take Tennessee. I think they're favored. I just looked at the line. No, Clemson minus 4.5. So Clemson, I'm gonna take.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Tennessee though. I like their off. I just like Tennessee this year. I feel like Clemson lost to much lower caliber competition, whereas Tennessee lost to some good competition and played a tough schedule. And you know what? They had one bad game against South Carolina where Spencer Rattler went absolute Heisman level Spencer Rattler dummy. So that's tough. But other than that, great season for Tennessee. A couple of big wins. So I'm going to take them.
I'm going Clemson in this one. Neither quarterback that began the season as the starter, Hendon Hooker and DJ, are the starting quarterback now. I don't know about this Tennessee offense. They have still been scoring pretty well without Hooker, but it's still obviously a little sketchy without your stud quarterback, who in most mock drafts is projected as a first-round quarterback this year, which kind of surprised me given coming off an injury. But he's that talented of a quarterback. And I honestly think Klubnik, I think that's how you pronounce it, for Clemson, their now starting quarterback. I think he's better than DJ, honestly. So I like their offense still. Their defense is tremendous and obviously a lot better than Tennessee's. So I got Clemson winning this one.
All right. I like it, but I like it because I'm going to be up. That's my 2 wins right there. There it is.
No.
And the rest away, split those bad boys will be rocking.
I'm up 3 now. I'm literally up 3 now. Heading into the Sugar Bowl, I'll be up 3, 11 a.m. Saturday. Ya boy. The squad, Alabama, number 5, plays Kansas State, number 9. I'm already knowing Spinny's picked Kansas State here in this one, just because he's a Bama hater. Bama's a 6.5 point favorite. There's a lot of guys, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of players for Alabama who have entered transfer portal, so they're not playing. But they still have Bryce Young and Will Anderson, by far the best 2 players. I think Bryce Young, he's just about to go off in his final college football game here. And so obviously I'm going to rock for Alabama.
Yeah, I am not letting you beat me with Alabama, so we're going to stick with you, rock the same. And Saban isn't losing to Kansas State in a bowl game. Come on.
So you are picking Bama. You are picking Bama. The enemy.
Picking Bama. Come on.
Okay. I was actually pretty confident when I was making my picks here that you would pick K-State. So I thought that one wrong. Actually, after this Sugar Bowl, we got the Fiesta Bowl, the first semifinal, 3 p.m. on Saturday. We got TCU and Michigan. Michigan is 7.5 point favorite. I want to pick TCU. I want to pick the underdog. I just don't. I don't see it happening. I'm rocking Michigan in this one. Statistically, they have almost as good of an offense as TCU, but their defense is obviously way better than TCU's. So I think that's going to be the main difference here. And Donovan Edwards, I said to you, Spinny, a couple episodes ago about how I was kind of scared of Michigan for losing Blake Corum, their stud running back, and this Donovan Edwards guy stepped in, and he has been a stud. 22 carries, 216 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 25 carries, 185 yards, and a touchdown, or his last 2 games. So he almost hit over 200 yards 2 games in a row coming into this one. So I think their offense will be humming along just fine.
Michigan's O-line provides run blocking ability
that's a good point.
Like if you're the high caliber recruits that Michigan has, you're going to be able to plug and play on some level. You might lose a little bit of production, but here's the thing. I don't want to spend too much time on either of these 2 games, if I'm being honest, because Michigan and Georgia are both significantly better than the teams they are playing.
I agree.
I have faith in Georgia, especially because of past experience. Michigan likes to choke in recent past and has never really been on this big of a stage. And TCU, like, they have some magic to them, right? And their quarterback is Duggan is really, really good. And they have explosive players all over. So I'm taking both Michigan and Georgia, but I think that TCU can make it a game. Ohio State can obviously make it a game as well. It's just Georgia's got too many talented players on defense, and Ohio State isn't at the level that they have been in past seasons.
I agree with all your points there, but what I found surprising about Ohio State is statistically, even defensive, in terms of at least total yardage, they're basically identical with Georgia. I was shocked when I saw that. I didn't realize that they've been that good on the defensive end, but it makes sense considering some of the bottom feed teams in the Big Ten that, Ohio State's winning 50-10 or whatever. That's obviously going to help the stats there. But I agree. I think Georgia and Michigan are clearly the best two teams. I would be shocked if it wasn't those two in the championship game. So yeah, I got to rock Georgia as well. Their rush defense, only 77 rush yards allowed per game. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely insane. And so, yeah, that experience obviously comes in as well. Spinny, you want to do the championship game now, or should we just continue with the last two bowl games before we say that?
Let's do the championship game.
Okay. Georgia and Michigan. You got Georgia repeating, or you picking the Michigan Wolverines? I'll tell you what, I think Georgia's going to repeat. I really do. I hate to say that as a Bama fan, just so all the listeners are aware. I don't necessarily want to pick Michigan, but I definitely don't want to pick Georgia.
I want to pick Michigan. I really do. I want to pick Michigan. I will be cheering for Michigan if this all comes to pass, but I got to take Georgia, man. I can't unsee what I saw from them this year. I don't know.
I mean, this has been 25 straight games of absolute dominance.
Literally. So I gotta give it to them. I'm repeating is hard, and I'm surprised that I'm doing that just because of the situation. I really hope we see a lot spicier stuff than we're talking about. I hope we see an upset and some spicy games. Like, I will come on back here and eat my crow and love it if I get a good upset game. But
major facts.
But I'm gonna take Georgia as well.
All right. Rocking Georgia. Yeah, you really need those other games then to go your way, since we have the same semifinal and championship predictions here.
Yes, sir.
All right, though. The last two games, obviously, major bowl games as well. Cotton Bowl, not till Monday, at noon on Monday. You got number 16, Tulane, plays number 10, USC. USC is only a 2-point favorite. Tulane's offense has been incredible this year. So I think there's a potential for a shootout, and Tulane could pull off the upset given USC's defense is not good. I just think USC is just obviously too explosive, I believe, for Tulane. And you got the Heisman winner, Caleb Williams. He's going to be ready to play. He's obviously coming back next year, not draft eligible yet. So I got to rock USC. I just don't see this upset happening.
Points are equal. USC and Caleb Williams are amazing. So
last game, the Rose Bowl, 4 p.m. Monday. Penn State, number 11. Utah, number 8. Utah's 2.5-point favorite. They just won the Pac-12 championship in convincing fashion over USC. So that's why I'm rocking with Utah in this one. And it's going to be a battle of some vet quarterbacks here between Cam Rising and Sean Clifford. And I think Sean Rising wins that battle.
Yeah, I like nothing I saw out of Penn State this year, if I got to be honest. I really was not impressed overall. I mean, they had a good
Isn't that crazy to say, because they're like still the 11th best team in the country, apparently?
Yeah. But were you?
I agree with you, though. No, I agree with you. That's why I'm just saying, like, it's shocking. Like, they're still, technically good, but I wasn't impressed with them either.
Like, even their wins, right? Like, let's see what I don't know. They just 17-7 over Northwestern.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like, they also only lost by 13 to Ohio State. Like, I get that. And what was there? And then Michigan, Michigan, they got blown out. But it's just like, even their wins were like, they have a lot of blowout wins, but nothing that, I don't know. It just seemed, just the way they played was not anything that blew me out of the water. Even Purdue to start the year by 4, the Michigan State game, even though they ended up winning that by 21, it was like, that was not how the game felt.
So you're taking Utah based more off a trust factor there.
Yes, and I've seen Utah have big wins.
Right.
I also saw Utah get blown out by Florida, but Anthony Richardson kind of went dummy that game. So,
and that was also like week 2 or 3. So.
Yeah. So I just trust Utah more, and they've shown me more big wins this year.
Yep, good points. I'm in agreement there. Well, now we're actually about to jump to trivia. Y'all see the standings now, Spinny. A couple of last.
So I'm cheering for Texas and Tennessee.
Yeah, where did we switch? You had Texas. You had Yeah, you picked South Carolina, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, in Tennessee.
Texas and Tennessee. All right. Let's go. Horns up. And whatever the heck they say in Tennessee. Vols something. Roll
Balls.
walls.
Roll ball. That's
Balls
probably
up.
not it.
Balls around. I don't know. Something.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, cheering for him.
Spinny, though, now you have 109 to 103 lead on me. Trivia after outscoring me by 2 or 3 last week. That was a crazy high scoring game.
That was a little bit of like it'll kind of go down as a little bit of the asterisk trivia, little bit of an asterisk trivia. No
yes.
cap, but like George is the Barry Bonds of trivia champions. Like he is the trivia champ, but like I don't know.
But
I don't know.
he?
Is he though? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Spinny, you want to ask first or me? I'll let you choose.
I can ask first.
All right, let's get it.
Who has the most 20 plus yard runs in the NFL this season?
Man, I feel like this is not easy.
I mean, it's a big name running back.
It's obviously, yeah.
So
it's just which one?
Yeah.
Trying to think of yards per carry. Most 20. Oh, it's a big name. Okay, so that eliminates that guy. I was actually going to throw out a Tony Pollard guess there. I'm gonna rock with Nick Chubb. Final answer.
Nick Chubb. Most 40 plus yard runs is Derrick Henry. So
see, Henry was my other choice.
Yeah, he's second. So
okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is a preference. This is gonna be a soccer question, but just listen. You'll get it. It's really not that hard.
Okay.
Only country to play in all World Cups. Who's like always good?
I mean, I'm gonna say England. I think England, right? Or should I go like Brazil or Argentina, like one of those two? I'm going to say Brazil.
Correct. It is Brazil. I just thought maybe that would be easy because I think it was last time against George. I had a question and Brazil was the answer. So I figured that'd be easy for you because I just assumed you're going to throw out Brazil no matter what when I say which country.
That's fair.
All right, 1-1.
Medium question is: name me the top 5 NFL quarterbacks in passing yards currently. If you get 4 out of 5, you get 1 point. You get all 5, you get both points.
Top 5 in passing yards currently.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm throwing them out, right?
Yep.
No order here. Okay.
Yep.
Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins, and
Man, you left that up.
Justin Herbert.
All right. You get 1 point. You got 4 of the 5 correct. Josh Allen is not in the top 5.
Really?
Josh Allen is 6th. The other person in the top 5 is Tom Brady. Tom Brady is 4th currently.
Wow. Did not see that coming.
Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, Brady, Cousins, Allen. That is your top 6.
Yeah, I saw a tweet the other day that Cousins he's in the top 5 in passing touchdowns and yards. So that's why I knew Cousins was in there. Interesting. No Allen. Huh. Didn't expect that. My medium question. Which team, this is, has the longest win streak in NBA history? And I'll even give you a bonus point if you can tell me the amount of games.
I'm gonna go with this because it's the one I remember. I think it's the Rockets, and it's like 23. I'm gonna go Rockets 23.
It's actually a lot higher than you think. It is the Kareem-led Los Angeles Lakers of the 70s won 33 straight games.
Mm.
I thought we saw one in our lifetime of 28.
Maybe that's the Rockets one I was thinking of. I remember a Rockets one that was really long. Are you looking it up?
Yeah. You can,
okay. I'm going to get my hard question going. Unless, let's just wait. We can wait for Bus to...
Yeah, two. Yeah, there was two of them. So we saw the Miami Heat go 27 straight in 2013. And the 93. The 73 and 9 Warriors won 28 straight.
No Rockets in there, huh? I was just making that up.
I don't look at top three. Rockets could have potentially been top 5.
All right. Hard question. You're up 2-1. Hard question. Yep. Who is the number 1 tennis player in the world currently, and how old is he?
I have no idea, honestly.
Hint is under 30 years old.
So like it's so I have to get both of these right question. I just have to get the name here, and the age is a bonus, or like what's the scoring here?
I'll give you 2 for the name, 1 for the age.
Okay.
Make it a little easier.
Well, I don't even have a guess because I know I'm gonna.
You want 2 for the age instead?
You don't have to do that.
I can flip it.
Throwing out a random number is a lot easier than throwing out an actual name, though.
True. I'll give you 2 for the age. 2 for the age.
No, he's under 30. I guarantee I've heard this name before. I guarantee it. I just have no idea right now. And I'm going to go with 21 years old.
No name?
No.
Carlos Alcaraz.
Carlos, yep.
Yeah. And he is 19 years old.
19. See, I wanted to guess 19, but for some reason I was like, no, he's not a teenager. No way.
19. Rafa is still number 2. Both Spaniards at the top currently.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a Spaniard. Yeah, that's right. Definitely heard that name. Well, Spinny, I don't know if you're going to like this one.
Oh, jeez.
I might get a 2-1 victory here. I'm going to get a 2-1 victory here. All right, your hard question. Since 1910, every president in the United States has thrown a ceremonial first pitch at an MLB game except one. Which president hasn't or didn't throw a first pitch?
Since what year?
1910. So essentially, pretty much all of them.
Pretty much all of them.
No, I'm saying in like sports, like in the MLB's time. That's pretty much all of them. That's what I mean. I can let me give you deserve a hint. This is a hard one. This is a very hard one. It's not before 1950. That narrows it down. You don't have to think about any really old presidents.
FDR came to mind, right? But like he was also president for 12 years, so like he probably did in that time, but it was also during a war, so it's like who knows.
Screw it. I'm also giving you this hint. He's still alive. I still don't think you're gonna get it, but those are good hints. Still alive.
You don't think I'm gonna get it? And he's still alive?
I don't know. You might. I mean, there's still like a handful of presidents alive.
If it's Trump, I'm gonna be pissed. That's all I gotta say. If it's Trump, I'm gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna say Bill Clinton. He just seems the least sporty. I'm gonna go Bill Clinton.
It's not Bill Clinton. It is Jimmy Carter.
Okay. I didn't know if Jimmy Carter was still alive. He was a guest too, honestly.
98 years old.
Yeah.
He is still alive. I double checked to make sure he is alive before I said that. Don't worry. That would have been bad. 2-1, I guess. I will try to inch my way back into these standings. Spinny, have we figured out what we're gonna do to first to 150? I don't think we figured that out yet, right?
Nope.
We're gonna do some sort of punishment for the loser there. I believe is how we're gonna approach that. GG's though, Spinny. Now we're gonna talk and predict some NBA All-Stars. We're gonna predict the roster. Voting just started about a week ago, so we're gonna get ahead of the game here and predict our starters as well as the reserves. And we'll just mention a couple snubs based off our picks. Here are our predictions for the West and East starters. My West starting lineup is Luka, Curry, LeBron, Zion, and Jokic. Before we keep going, some context here so you understand why we picked who we picked. The starters go 2 guards and 3 front court players. 50% of fan vote, 25% player vote, 25% media. That's how they decide the starters. And the bench is picked by all 30 coaches. They vote just the coaches, and it is 2 guards, 3 front court players, and 2 wild card, meaning any position. So you have to follow those position guidelines. So that's why I'm rocking this lineup. I think LeBron is going to be the captain once again. I don't envision him losing the voting battle. I think he's just going to continue to win it. Zion is the one here that might not be in the starting lineup, but when I was looking through the West, it was him or AD, right? And I got to give it to Zion when they're, as of right now, the number 2 seed in the West.
Yeah, and the Lakers are
like
12.
13 and 20 or whatever the record is. But yeah, I mean, I think it's. I mean, we have the same starters, so are you just for the West at least? I'm saying, what kind of? I want to ask you this though: what separated Luka and Curry from your Ja Morant, Shai Gilgeous, Devin Booker? I would imagine those are the other 3 guards in contention for the starting spot here.
Yeah, I just went. Obviously, Curry's missing time. Going to miss some more time, but the fan vote is what 50% of this, and
50%.
So I just think that overweighing for Curry and LeBron is probably more than anyone, right? Like those 2 for sure are going to be the most fan vote impacted ones. But yeah, I just think Curry's fan vote is going to overweigh the some of the other votes that knock him down because he's hurt. But also some people, what is the other part? Coaches and execs?
Players and media.
Players and media.
Then the coaches pick the reserves.
Players and media are going to vote for Curry, some of them too, because when he was playing, they were amazing. Like he was the only reason they were doing anything, essentially. By far the best player on his team, that type of stuff. So, yeah, I just think that the biggest advantage, the big advantage in fan vote is going to outweigh maybe the slight advantage from Ja or SGA on the other players' votes, on the players and media votes.
Yep, good points. Those are my thoughts too, and that's I know Ja, he won the starting spot last year, but with Luka's season he's having, obviously he's got the help of getting a lot of foreign votes as well. So I just think Luka is going to get that spot this year. And like you said, Curry's just been too popular for too long not to get it, I feel like, at this point. And honestly, let's be real. As long as it's not like a Andrew Wiggins type situation sliding into the starting lineup, I don't care who the starters are, you know. Yeah. As long as it's something not like that. East, I got Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Joel Embiid. This one was the toughest thing to do. I left Tatum off, easily top 5 or top 3 MVP candidate, and I left him off the starting lineup. That's just because I honestly think Durant will get more votes. I think he's still got that popularity behind him. And I mean, he's in Brooklyn, he's in New York. He's going to get a ton of votes from that perspective. And you had said something to me prior to recording about how you don't think two guys on the same team will be in the starting lineup, and I kind of agree with that too. So I think Brown gets the nod, being he's a guard, and given all these freaking front court players, at least these top four in the East, Tatum, Durant, Giannis, and Embiid, one of these guys is getting snubbed from the starting lineup, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I just don't think there's any way that Brown ends up in the starting lineup and not Tatum, just given what's happened this year. It sucks.
I hope you're right. Honestly.
It sucks that the format is what it is because somebody has to be in that doesn't deserve it. Mine is Trae Young, I would say. Embiid is the guy I left off. He should obviously be in here. The best five is Mitchell, Tatum, Durant, Giannis, and Embiid. That's your best five. But yeah, I just went Trae Young again with fan vote. He hasn't necessarily played the best of the other guards. I think Halliburton could be in contention for it, just given his assist to turnover ratio and how ridiculous it is. I mean, Trae is still averaging 27 and 9.9. So still averaging a great season. We'll get some votes based on that. And obviously there's some weirdness going on there with his coach and that all whatever's going on. But despite that, he's still playing exceedingly well. So that's that plus the fan vote is why I went Trae Young.
The only shocking thing for me, Trae Young, is 30% from three shooting this year. I don't know what the hell is going on with him. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, a shot prep thing, maybe, shooting more off balance threes and stuff like that. I don't know what it is, but that was shocking to see when I was looking up his stats today.
Yeah, he definitely has not been the same from the 3-point line this season, and yet, and again, only shooting 41% from the field as well. So that's
right.
At least 7 to 8 percentage points lower than pretty much everyone else on this list.
Well, before I jump to reserve, Spinny, are there any guys you want to shout out as definitely guys you can see sliding in the starting lineup? Obviously, we talked about the four front court players here in the East, but is there any others that come to mind?
Yeah, I think AD, which we already talked about a little bit, I think he could slide in. And obviously Morant and Booker. Somebody could get in over Curry, one of those two guys.
You think Luka's a lock, though, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I think so.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking like 34, 8 and 8 or something along those lines, aren't we?
Yeah, 8.7 assists, 8.3 rebounds, and 32.8 points per game.
33 points.
Shooting 49.9, so 50% from the field and 35 from three.
Ridiculous.
Like,
that is crazy.
He's on the list.
Yeah, he better be in there.
Also, SGA, though, 31 per game.
Well, now we're talking about SGA.
50% from the field and 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Again, SGA is another guy maybe that could sneak in there.
And since we're talking about SGA, let's move to the reserves. That's a guy that 100% better make his first All-Star game this year. He has been absolutely incredible. 31 points a game. I mean, you literally can't argue that fact right there. My West reserves, though, remember, this is 2 guards, 3 front court, and 2 wild card players. And that's how I had written them down on here. So just keep that in mind when you're reading the list and why they're ordered in that way. And mine is Ja, SGA, Anthony Davis, Sabonis, Paul George, Devin Booker, and Dame would be my West backcourt. I noticed the main difference between our list, Spinny, actually the only difference would be that you had Lauri Markkanen in over Sabonis. You want to talk a little bit on why you did that?
Yeah, I mean, one thing is the game is in Utah. Utah right now is 17 and 19, and Utah's 19 and 17, Sacramento's 17 and 14. So essentially a half a game separates the two of them. These are the two guys I was weighing between, obviously. Markkanen, 23 and 8 rebounds. Shooting stats are loading. Sorry.
He's shooting around
50.
42% from three, I think.
No, yeah, 43.4 from three and 53
Yeah,
from the field. So,
that's incredible.
a great big breakout year from him. And again, with the game being in Utah, I think he'll get a slight advantage. Sabonis is averaging 17, 12 and a half, and basically
Well, 17.9. So basically 18,
18,
12 and a
12
half,
and a half, and 7, essentially.
shooting 61%.
Yeah, shooting 61% and 39% from three. So a little more scoring from Marketing, little less efficiency. Again, obviously taking more shots on the team than Sabonis, who's in that 2 role. Fox being the one there, primary ball handler. Whereas on Utah, Marketing is shooting the most on the team. So again, that's just their role differences. I think they're basically the same player. Slight advantage to Marketing.
That's fair. That is fair. I do think Sabonis is a better player.
I
But
do
I
too.
do get
I do too.
yeah, okay.
I shouldn't say that. I do too.
Right. But
But
those numbers for Lowry, I mean,
same case for making the All-Star team this year. Sabonis is
yes.
definitely historically and still currently a better player
Yeah.
than Marketing.
Yeah. No, I get that was your point. And Lowry, I mean, you can't argue with 43% from three out of 23 points per game clip. So that's incredible. He's been playing well. I like that Salt Lake point too. That could definitely play into the factor. I mean, I think these are the guys. I mean, obviously, I'm biased here saying that since I predicted these players, but I can't really envision many others, though. Given these are my reserves, my snubs then would be De'Aaron Fox, Larry Markkinen, and then even Anthony Edwards. I don't think Ant's making it. I don't think he has any chance, honestly, this year. But my biased opinion, I mean, he's still putting up 24, 6, and 3 with almost 2 steals a game. So, yeah, he's definitely a snub for me there. But Fox and Lowry would be the two that I could see getting in.
Yeah,
I would
same.
say,
Fox, Sabonis, and Ant for me. Sacramento guys and a little Homer fave with Ant, but he's also having a good season. We just aren't as good as everyone
we
thought.
just suck. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think if AD misses this game, obviously we have no idea on his timetable for a return. If he misses this game, I would envision it's going to be Lowry or Sabonis. Whoever doesn't make it, they're going to take his spot.
Yeah.
For sure. The East, though, I see we have a couple more differences here. Halliburton, Trae Young, Tatum, Siakam, Bam, Drew Holiday, Jalen Brunson is my list of reserves. I see you put Kyrie over Brunson. You got Siakam off the list in favor of Julius Randle. That would be our main differences here. Otherwise, we still got the same guys. That one was tough. I'm not gonna lie. I sat here and debated for like 20 straight minutes between Kyrie and Brunson. I just think I don't know if they're gonna vote 2 Nets in. I don't know how much. Even coaches. I know coaches select the reserves. I don't even know how much coaches really like Kyrie anymore at this point with all these off-court antics and things like that. So I could see them giving the nod to a first-time All-Star like Jalen Brunson, who's been playing well, has definitely been a huge reason for the Knicks' somewhat success. I mean, they're only like 2 games over 500, but they're in contention for the playoffs, at least of now.
Yeah, 3 guys averaging 20 on the Knicks: Barrett, Randall,
Right.
and Brunson. That's why I had to include Randall over Siakam.
Yeah, because you just assumed at least one of those Knicks got to make it, right?
Yeah,
That's what you're
and
thinking.
they're Toronto's 3 games under 500 right now. They might not end up with a guy on there. Siakam obviously is a snub for me. He should be on there. What other differences we got? Oh, Kyrie over Brunson. I just went with the Brooklyn being 22 and 12 and only 2 games back of the 1 seed in the East. They're more likely to give 2 guys there than they are to New York, who's, again, like you said, 18 and 16. And that would give, given what we have, Boston, Milwaukee, and Brooklyn, the top Boston, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, and Cleveland, the top 4 seeds in the East all have 2 guys. Or not Cleveland. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not Cleveland.
I was mixing up Garland for Halliburton.
But I'm assuming Garland, I mean, he's one of mine. I'm assuming he's one of your snubs then, right?
Yes,
you can envision him making this game. Yeah.
for sure.
Some other subs I got though. Obviously Kyrie, since I left him off this list because he's actually been incredible. There's been with his off-court antics, which I can understand it to a point. There's been too much hate on Kyrie Irving. I see on social media. Honestly, there's people saying like he's like this, not even the top 50 best players in the league right now. I was like, how does a guy average 26, 6, and 6 with a block per game as a 6 foot guard not be in your top 50? That doesn't even make sense. So there's too much hate for Kyrie. He's definitely going to get snubbed if this becomes true. DeMar DeRozan, he's been balling this year, 26, 5-5 ish stats for him, shooting over 50%. And Jimmy Butler, I would say he's another snub potentially because I do think one of those Heat players is going to be in. I'm with you, Spinny. I think it's going to be Bam, but maybe Jimmy takes his spot.
Yeah, I just like Bam's kind of production more than Jimmy this year. Like Bam, two-way defense has been unbelievable for him this year. Again, and Drew Holiday is another guy we kind of both had on there that I don't necessarily know is deserving over a guy like Garland. I might take Garland over him, but given the Bucks' success and consistent success, he is probably going to be the one to get the vote.
Plus his defensive ability as well.
Yeah.
Monster on defensive end. Probably top 5 defender in the league, at least on ball for sure. Well, that wraps up our All-Star predictions. That game's not until mid-February, somewhere along those lines. So we'll see what happens in these next couple of weeks with the voting for sure. Spinny, do you have a Q&A randomly or anything? Otherwise, we'll just wrap this episode up and get our Hardy's Hardles on the way.
Yeah, no Q&A for me. Take some time to watch some good college football this week. There's
Facts.
a lot of awesome bowl games on, guys playing their butts off. So check them out.
I agree. And Spinny, you're going to Lambeau this weekend, right?
Yeah, there will be. Check us out on social media. It'll be hopping this weekend. We got some really good seats for Vikings Packers at Lambeau, so it'll be very fun.
I'm jealous of you. But yeah, look forward to that on our social media content, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. All right, Hardies and Hardos, appreciate y'all for listening yet again. We'll see y'all next week. Spinny, what are you doing on this episode? You're scared. Oh, he turns the on air off. I love it. All right. Peace out, y'all.